What's going?
This
What
is
the
how
hell?
to get in shape fast.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to see that.
Now, how do you react?
I don't want to see that either.
Do this 7 minutes a day until
All
March
right.
1st.
All right.
Hi everyone.
How did you meet your current partner?
All right. Let's get it. What's going on, guys? This is Jason of Auglitical. I swim through the politics so you don't drown too. I am just a man trying to bring common sense in a world where common sense isn't so common. So, if you guys have been following my channel, you know that I have been reacting to Courtney Ryan's videos. And if you guys are not aware who Courtney Ryan, aka as I like to lovingly call her, Miss Raid Boss, Miss Little Raid Boss, um, she is a female dating advice expert or whatever on YouTube, and she almost has 1 million subscribers. And I was basically reacting to content of hers in which I would basically say I'm only going to react to her content very rarely just to see what's going on, to basically cross examine, see if I agree with some things, don't agree with some things. And if you like her content, by all means, check it out. I never came from a place where I'm just going to sit there and disagree with everything, or I'm just going to bash her for being a female when I don't agree with certain things, because it is fine to have different opinions. However, the more and more that I saw her videos, the more and more I kept saying things such as, this is not good advice, or the advice that she's giving doesn't make sense as you apply that to the majority of the people that will be watching her content. I think people don't understand. Um, the average Joe is completely ignored by girls probably 6 and up, right? So 6 and up, the average Joe is absolutely ignored. The average Joe would be 1 through to 7, right? With it being the higher sevens to the eights and up being what the girls want. With the higher ups being what the girls go after, even if it means that they gotta share, they're completely fine with it. Even if it means that these guys are complete shit stains, they'll overlook the red flags, all of that nonsense. Remember when I uploaded the ending outro where there was a girl sitting there talking about some black girl, and she sat there and said, "Oh, all you guys that are upset when we were in school and we was messing with the gangbangers and the drug dealers and these grown-ass men that was preying on us, and you guys were upset, you're just as bad as those guys, because now you don't want to give us a chance when we were basically preyed on. We were victims and you need to get over it respectfully." And it was like, fuck that. No agency, no accountability. It's crazy. It's nasty work. Well, anyway, a friend of mine said to me, "I know that you're very sweet with this girl. After looking at your content, she found out my channel, and she told me," it was a black girl, she told me, "Oh, so I checked up on your little girlfriend." I'm like, what are you talking about?" She was like, "Oh, Miss Becky." Now she was joking. She's not a typical black girl, but she's like, "Oh, your little snow bunny." It was like, been looking at her content. She was like, "I hate that bitch." I was like, "What the fuck?" And she was like, "Everything that this girl says is not how dating works. She's fake as hell." I was like, "What do you mean?" And mind you, she's more raw. I might put her on the channel one day. If you ever, I might just do it. I might just do a dual commentary video just so you can see how fucking raw this girl is. And she said straight up, she was like, "You're way too nice to this girl. She projects her traumas." Just like you said, I don't believe for a second any guy picked Miss Becky with the nice hair was overlooking her. And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She said, "Here, look at this video." She's like, "Look at this video. Tell me what you think." So now we're looking at this video. We're going to all look at this video. Let's get it.
Partner, if you don't mind me asking.
Actually,
How did you meet your current partner, if you don't mind me asking?
I met him on Tinder, which is always really, yeah.
Oh, you met your boyfriend on Tinder. You met your boyfriend who's now your husband on Tinder. You met your boyfriend who's your husband on Tinder. Now, mind you, Courtney Ryan, for what I'm seeing, is pretty young. How long ago was this video uploaded? Just to be sure. So this video was only uploaded a year ago. Courtney Ryan's married, right? Either Courtney Ryan is married or Courtney Ryan is going back on Tinder. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure she's married.
Don't mind me asking.
Actually, I met him on Tinder, which is
Ooh.
always really, yeah, it's like kind of spicy. I know. People are always like, "You met him on Tinder?" Yeah, but we were also a little bit younger, so I think the demographic on Tinder is a little bit different when you're in college versus like when you get a little bit older.
So what you're saying is you're a fraud. How old is You know what? I need to see something really quickly. I'm gonna just really quick gap to fill in the blanks. But Courtney Ryan, she talks like as though she's been in the trenches, like she's up in these coffee shops, like she's in the library, like she's jogging, like she's fine, she's in the gym, and she's picking out traits that she likes, right? She's picking up traits that she likes in guys. And what we just found out here, COU, what we just found out here was that Courtney Ryan was scooped up right out of college. How old is Courtney Ryan? How old is Courtney fucking Ryan? I mean, okay, her boyfriend does look like a hold on. I don't. Oh no. Hold up. Okay, never mind. Sorry, the whole story was about to change. I just looked up Courtney Ryan and it was basically telling me about a basketball player who had a broken spine injury, which I was gonna say, well, now that kind of makes sense that we never see Courtney Ryan from the heads up. But nope, nope, nope. We're still on. We're still doing it live. Strangely enough, Courtney Ryan's age is not shown. Okay, hold on. So Courtney Ryan is 29 years old. She basically found this guy on Tinder, and they was her boyfriend. But I'm pretty sure Courtney Ryan's married, right? But Courtney Ryan is married. All right, anyway, let's keep going.
So, but yeah, online dating, I mean, Tinder success story, it worked for me.
Which is so weird, right? Because you're on fucking Tinder. Why would you be on Tinder, but you give out advice? Like you're in the trenches every fucking day, finding potential guys to talk to, giving guys that you know damn well you wouldn't give a chance to. And the reason why I say you know damn well you wouldn't give a chance to, because let's be real here. You're on fucking Tinder. If a girl is on Tinder who looks like Courtney Ryan, that absolutely means that she's willing to do the bare minimum of any type of work. But let's continue.
So yes, you can get Courtney Ryan if you download Tinder. Not her, but a Courtney Ryan.
That's fake. That is a fake fucking lie.
Not that there's anyone who's like. But anyway, how did he like? Did he have like good texting? Do you remember what his approach was like?
Yeah, so he had great pictures, and that was instantly kind of what drew me to him. I think when you're on a dating app, I know it's very like shallow.
So she's already saying she knows that it's very shallow. So I'm gonna say this: is it possible that she really was attracted to this guy's pictures? Sure, but you know what? Majority of people would think that that's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. Just like I've been noticing more and more that the more I interact with her content, the more flaky it seems when it comes down to her advice and shit like that. Like again, women have two different spectrums when it comes down to decision making. They think either logically, which it's very hard for a lot of women to do, or they think emotionally. A woman will sit there in your face and say certain things that align with you, which will be her being logical, right? For example, she wants to be treated like a princess. She wants a guy to pull out the table for her. She expects a guy to pull out a table for her. She expects a guy to work out at a gym to keep his shape. She expects a guy to make a whole bunch of money and pay the bills and have a good date. That's what she expects. But what she wants to fuck of her emotional decision making is the guy who emotionally can move her, right? The guy who he's passionate, the guy who he has status, right? He doesn't necessarily have to be a good guy. He doesn't have to hold, he could disrespect her. He could do disrespectful things to her. He has that woman emotionally, and we know that women are emotional creatures. Not all of them, for the most part. I think everybody's an emotional creature at some point, but they'll sit there and tell you in your face what they want in a guy, but is not the type of guy that they want. Because if you listen to women who sit there and tell you about the guys that they want, what they want is the soy boys. What they want is male feminist. But we know from history, we know The girls who are feminists aren't fucking the male feminists. They're not doing it. Even boy, even Destiny. I can't stand that fucking cuck. Destiny doesn't even agree with her dating advice. Destiny, Mr. Cuck 9000. I'm getting a little bit emotional here. Let's continue.
And superficial, but the first impression of appearance means so much more on a screen, even more so than it does in person, because that's
So then why is your dating advice not telling guys that the only thing that's important is just superficial shit? Why do you sit there and tell them a whole bunch of shit that's irrelevant to what you really went after? Let's be real. Why do that? She gives out dating advice to guys who are already high sevens, eight, nines, and tens. And she's giving advice to guys that she wants to mold. But we already know she's never been in the trenches. The guys who are watching her content, oh, look, I'll keep it a buck with you. On a good day, I'm a 6, right? On a good day, I'm a 6. I used to be a little bit higher, just a little bit, still a 6, right? I don't consider no woman a 10. That's just me. No woman can be a 10 in my eyes because that's just disgusting work to sit there and glaze that hard, right? Even a perfect woman in my eyes will never be a 10. I was always a 6 in my eyes, right? And since I've let myself go over the years, on a good day, I look like a 6. When I look at content like Courtney Ryan, and I'm the content that she's pushing out, which is the majority of people that watches her shit, are the average Joes. And she's like dangling this fucking carrot, right? That character is more important than shallow shit than appearance. But hey, if you want to marry a girl like Courtney Ryan, all you gotta do is have nice pictures and be fucking rich.
all you're seeing. You don't even know them, so you're really just being exposed to their photos. So that's automatically kind of what catches your eye. And then girls get so many messages. Like I've talked to my guy friends about it, and they'll be like, I got like 2 messages today, and I'm like, I got like 1,000. So
So then you even admit that it's bullshit. You really think that his pictures were so unique over the thousands? Like you just blurted out? This is dry. This is dry snitching if I ever seen it in my life. And again, this is coming from a person, right, who was telling people don't go hard on Courtney. I'm seeing comments of people bashing her, and yes, there are assholes that just the sight of a vagina makes them angry. The sight of boob and vagine makes them angry. I get it. Not really, but I do get it that there would be a part of anger for it. I get why you don't. I'm starting to understand a little bit, Sade. I get it. I get why you wanted to show me, why you wanted me to see this video, because I wouldn't have looked at it. I probably wouldn't have known for a long time. Eventually, I would have gotten there, but I think I'm getting it now. Sure, thanks. Thank you. But again, fraudulent. This is fraudulent as hell. And it's funny because I was looking at, so my thing is I'm always going to be resistant to just female bashing, right? But she's dry snitching on herself.
So it's drastic, the difference. So if you're a guy messaging a girl on a dating app, the odds are kind of more slim for you. So if you want to stand out, you kind of have to say something that catches her attention or that stands out, in the sea of other guys.
Yeah.
So
Another thing she loves to do is give out this fucking nonsense advice. No shit, Courtney. No shit. But you telling guys to stand out. Meanwhile, the sevens, the eights, and the nines is literally sitting there saying, "Yo, let's go to McDonald's and fuck." And the same girl that sits there and says she's a princess, the same girl that sits there and says that she has standards, all in 4K, eating that double cheeseburger and going straight to that guy's house. I shit you not. Again, I can't. On my first political channel, I reacted to a video of a bunch of girls who was sitting there saying to men, it's not because you're not dateable, it's because you don't make yourself dateable. And it was a council of women who were sitting there saying they're going to basically help men make better profiles so that they would be more dateable and get more swipes or whatever the fuck it was. They brought in, it was about 9 or 10 or 11 girls. It was a good number. They brought in a male model. It was about seven girls out of that group. The male model either fucked or had the chance to fuck them. And all this man said to these women was, and mind you, their own advice was, oh, you got to take a girl to a nice place if you want her to be interested. This guy literally said, McDonald's in my place. 7 of those girls were down. They were caught in fucking 4K. It was a male model. They were all down, and he fucked some of them. And I'll never forget that fucking video. I wish that I had my old channel to just link the video. It's been so goddamn long. But this was almost as shocking to me as the basically the shit we already know, but they'll always try to sit there and lie in our faces about it. Kind of like the female versus male survivor video, if you've ever seen that video, where you have these females and they're all feminists and they're all badasses, but they all can't decide who's going to be the leader, so they all want to be a leader, and then none of them are doing anything, and they're all being lazy and they're all fighting amongst each other, but at the same time being fake tolerant towards each other. And you actually had one female that was actually qualified to do a lot of the shit, and all of the fucking females that can't do shit, that wasn't worth shit, all gang together on the girl who was capable of being able to help them and shut her down. We don't need no leaders. Meanwhile, the guys are over there, they catching fucking sharks. They building tents. They getting a water system working. They got leaf clothes. Right? You even got girls going over there, right? On some, hey, can we get a little bit of water, please? Can I get a little bit of water, please? And then, right, the guys at first, they actually started giving the girls who came to ask the resources, even though it's a survival show of men versus women. And the girls who were mad at the girl or the girls who came to ask for resources, basically the modern day, oh, you're a pick me. Meanwhile, you had a girl on the female team, she dropped from fucking dehydration. And he was about to shut down the show. I think they shut down the show because her health was fucking deteriorating. Shit that we know. And they'll sit there and lie in our faces about it every time.
What are some things? So like, can you give some examples of that?
I have done a video about it, and basically I think the best approach is to use her profile as context clues. So something that if she posted a picture about something or her bio says something, your message should kind of tie into that, because I think a lot of guys get caught up in doing the one-liners or the corny things, and I mean, so many guys send them. She's probably getting 20 other messages just like that.
And it's terrible advice. That's terrible advice. You want to know why? Because how would you relate to a girl like Courtney Ryan? Think about it. No, realistically, think about it. How do you relate to a girl like Courtney Ryan if she doesn't show that she has any hobbies? Literally, this girl got hitched since college. Am I wrong? Am I wrong here? Was she not? Her boyfriend, she's talking about when she was in college. I may be slightly wrong, but again, how does the average Joe communicate that mind you, it's not like as though any of his input even fucking mattered. She chose him. It's not the other way around. And she chose them based on pictures. Let's continue though.
So I think really crafting a message specific to her profile is the best thing you can do, because it shows that you care and you're
Yeah, so let's bring out a big ass description showing that you care just for her to leave you on red. Or act like she left you on red because you just are not in her fucking price bracket. Like she said, the guy had nice pictures. Nothing about his character, nothing about his bio. He just has nice pictures. You know what that says to me? She gave me money when I'm in need. Kanye West has just been bugging lately, but if you know it, if you know the song,
listening already and paying attention to what she's saying.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, one thing I always say though, and let me know if you agree or disagree with this, but that you want to make a message crafted based on her pictures and not her bio. And the reason, my logic is that we actually did an experiment. We created a profile as a girl, and we found that pretty much every guy. That's the kind of sick shit we get into playing with fire. And we found that every guy was referencing the bio or doing a standard pickup line, but they were not referencing her photos. Because
And you know what, Alex? I don't know who you are, but you're full of shit. You want to know why? Because let's be real. Most guys don't give a shit about a girl's bio. Keep it at a buck. You're on fucking Tinder. You're on Tinder. Tinder is a place to get fucked. What game are we playing here? You really think they give a shit about the girls? But unless the guy specifically has a certain niche which he is passionate about, like this man is a fucking Street Fighter champion, or this man is a Call of Duty fucking clan leader who's actually trying to make money, doing money as a side job, and he finds a girl who actually plays video games, and he's like, oh shit, cool. Most majority of men overwhelmingly does not give a shit about what a girl does in terms of her bio. They're looking at her pictures. Let's be real here. We don't need to lie about it. I'm done with the lying. I'm done. I'm not sitting here saying it's not possible. But when you got girls who bios literally say, um, some of the shit that I've seen on these dating sites or these bios, bro, that girls are not even trying, bro. They're coming out right being red flags, and they don't care because they know guys are still gonna fucking try to pick them up. And why is that? Because they just want to fuck.
And it takes a
Okay.
little more creativity to be like, okay, she has a photo for doing this, this, and this, versus the bio is just easier. So, like, oh, she likes dogs. Hey, I heard you like dogs.
Right. Yeah, that's corny. Yeah. Actually, that is a really good point. I think when my boyfriend messaged me, he said something about my photos. I had like traveled abroad or something, and my pictures kind of showed that. And he said, hey, it looks like we like similar things. Like,
Yes, we like similar things. You seem to travel a lot. Now the picture is becoming more clear. Thanks, Sade. Whenever there's a miserable black man, there's a black woman right behind him. There's always a black woman ruining things. Absolutely. I think I get the picture now. And I just need to confirm it in the comments. But I'm going to say it before we go into the comments because we're almost at the end of the video. She saw pictures of this guy. This guy probably messaged her first because most guys do message girls because girls do not take initiative overwhelmingly when it comes to dating. So now we need to see what type of guy this was. Either this guy was a fucking 10 or a 9 and rich, or maybe he was just rich. I'm not exactly sure. And she decided to settle. I need to see, but I think it's one of the two things. I don't think that this was an average dude who just had an average life, who just took some very cool dynamic pictures and she was interested. I think that this guy was either loaded or he has connections or something. I still don't know who Courtney Ryan's husband is or what he looks like, but let's get into it. Let's see. Let's finish this video.
well, and then he brought up like the travel or whatever. So yeah, it tied into my photos. That makes total sense.
A guy who likes traveling means that he has money. Most men don't want to fucking travel. I'm sorry, guys already have the bigger picture of the shit that they want to do. And when it comes down to traveling, unless it's something of a passion, like this guy wants to be an animal rescuer or some shit like that, where he's traveling around, most guys are not interested in traveling. You know what traveling, what a hobby traveling is? That's a female centered fucking thing. And it's one of the most basic fucking things in the world to me. They want to go traveling just to say that they was traveling because they're cultured or some dumb shit. And then they end up getting snatched up in the Middle East or some crazy shit. I'm sorry I'm being a little bit harsh, but you know what? Sade done got me mad. I think one day I'm gonna bring her on the channel. If you ever hear a black girl screaming at me and you see me kind of timid about it, right? Until I fucking snap on her. Just know just leave in the comments, hey Sade. And if you're right, I'll let you guys know it was her. All right, let's see. These comments are just sad, bro. I get that a lot of women suck, most of them, but she's a sweetheart. These comments just come off as I never been able to pull a baddie, and now I'm mad at some online woman who chose someone besides me. I never been able to pull a baddie. I'm just gonna leave that comment for right now. Oh, and I'm mad that I have to give feminist credit for anything. You're fucking stupid if you give feminist credits. She's a gold digger. Yeah, bingo. She's only sweet now because she wants to settle for a guy with money. You just gaslight and make fun of men. You don't want to help men who have a hard time dating because your looks are high. Okay. She gives men all this ridiculously extravagant and excessive advice on how to get women, but she goes and marries a guy for his money and lifestyle. Her boyfriend is mega rich. Laughing my ass off, exactly. So, what the fuck do you mean so? Yo, bro, she's giving advice. What the fuck am I hearing in the woods? She's giving advice to average Joes, which are her overwhelming viewers. but she's not talking to those individuals. The guys that she wants, you will never be those guys. That's the truth. For example, me, on a good, like I said, on a good day, I was always a 6. I don't put myself higher than a 6. I'm slightly above average on a good day. But since I've let myself go, I put myself at a 4, right? I don't have that fake delusion that I'm much higher than I am, but I'll never put a woman on a 10. The problem is guys like me, guys like the average individuals watching, guys who even are higher than that, but they got their spirit crushed fucking with one of these girls who never gave them a chance or wanted to use them as entertainment, right? These guys don't have a chance. And you're giving advice to these guys, but it's not advice for them. Meanwhile, you're telling these girls bullshit advice, and it's not helpful to anybody. You're giving logical advice to the guys, but you was picked up emotionally. You decided to get, man, whatever. That means she's just like a majority of women. I followed Teddy a long time. He is far from wealthy as he is now when they met. They've been together quite a while. Okay, well, you know what? They've been together quite a while. She probably knew that man was coming into money and decided to get him. What do you don't think women play the long game when it comes down to playing around with getting money? Are you name a millionaire besides Oprah who has money. And every single one of those women, just about perhaps 80 to 90% of those women are all rich because of either they're off the skeleton of men for a fucking company, like the woman who was a CEO of Google for a time or whatever the fuck it was, or through divorce. Stop the bullshit. Stop it. I don't know for sure, but he owns a watch shop. Oh, he makes money. And he runs a channel to talk about watches. His connection is certainly better than I could afford. She's a high value woman who creates high quality content on YouTube. No, she's not. If you still call this woman a high quality woman after the shit this woman is a fraud. Now, mind you, if she would have been like, this is what she did and this is what she sees, and she was actually transparent about the fact that she basically was never in the trenches, like she pretends to act like she was when it comes down to dating, maybe. She presents herself in a very respectable way. A rich self-made man is not going to easily go for a woman if she doesn't have much going for her. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Most men does not give a shit about a girl having anything that she has going for her. All a girl has to do is be respectable and be loyal. Most guys don't even care if a woman's smart. Be respectable and be loyal. That is so much in this day and age. Be respectable and be loyal. That wow, that's a real high bar for women. That's a real high bar. Meanwhile, and see, now I'm coming off as like this manosphere fucking women hating, and I'm not. Meanwhile, when it comes down to women, women will sit there and be like, you gotta be 6 feet. You gotta be making 6 figures and up. You gotta at least be making $1 million every year. Girls that already got children, girls that are OnlyFans models, girls that don't have a job, girls that still live with their parents. You gotta be 6 feet. You gotta have 6 figures. You gotta have more than 6 inches. You gotta have some type of connections. Come on now. Girl meets Chad on Tinder. Girl likes Chad. Girl gets Chad to commit. Sounds about right. Well, he's not a Chad, but he does have money. The guy looks nothing like a traditional Chad. Bro, you clearly haven't seen the pictures of Teddy. He's a geek, bro. Girls get ran through by Chad, then settles for the beta bucks. I sometimes wonder if a guy who looks like Joey Swole, she's done videos with him before, rizzed her up, would she cheat on Teddy with him? I'm not going into that territory. Listen, I could talk all the shit I want to talk about the character that which she showed, but I'm not gonna sit there and call that woman a cheater or not based on that. Nope, not getting into that. We're moving on. So that means that Courtney is a 304. Doesn't that mean a whore, a hoe? CC Rider. How about that? Poor Teddy. She's only with him because he has money. This girl has never struggled in dating. That's exactly the point that I'm making. Courtney Ryan has never struggled in dating, and so she shouldn't be giving dating advice. It's very weird. How the fuck do guys take girls serious when they meet off of a dating app? Can confirm Tinder in college is much different than mid-late 20s. Haha. Met a girl, had a 3-year relationship with him. So just because you had a fucking exception doesn't make it any different. Trash opinion. You really think that women who start off in the dating, women at a young age, they learn to lie with makeup. You really think a girl who's 17 using dating apps or starting to use dating apps or getting into the gist of using dating apps change into in their 50s? The only difference is that once they hit a certain age in their 50s, 40s, or whatever like that, they start to realize that there's a shift in the power dynamic. While they're losing more and more value that they actually can feel, guys who they never would have given a chance to are slowly getting into their stride. And they don't like that. There's no difference. There is no difference between the female brain of a girl who's in her 20s and the female brain of a girl that's in her fucking 40s and 50s. I said it. Anyway, I appreciate the video, Sade. Thank you for ruining my goddamn happiness. Once again, as I said, when it comes down to a man being miserable, especially a black man, is always close by a black woman that is just what's that shit called? Just fucking vacuuming up his fucking life essence. Thanks. You ruined it. Can't have shit. No snow bunnies, huh? All right, fuck it. Anyway, guys, I'm Jason of Auglitical. I'll catch you later. I can't even say the outro. I'm actually pissed. Anyway, catch you guys later. Peace.